Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with well-known actor Mohit Raina. Mohit, welcome to NewsX. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Mohit, firstly, congratulations on the success and the great reviews you've got for Mumbai Diaries Season 2, which of course is streaming on Amazon Prime. The first season was again very appreciated, very different setting. This one is, of course, also a very different setting, but you know, one thing is common, that is praise for the show and praise for your character. So just tell us about the response, what you feel once you've been, hearing what people have to say and reading the reviews as well.
Oh, well, as soon as the show came in the midnight, the following, I think the 48 hours were like everybody was messaging, the phone was constantly ringing. Uh, I personally feel, we haven't seen any medical drama as such in India, and
Mhm.
we have always looked up to the Hollywood or the international makers to make something so that we could follow and we could see them. So it was very, I think Indians really loved it, and the way it has been made, the characters are written so beautifully. So I think everyone is as has in India especially I can has accepted in a with a lot of love,
Mhm.
though Amazon Prime has a great reach of around 200 countries. So I think
Yeah.
everybody has seen it in their language. But the response has been phenomenal, actually, And I think it's been better than the first one because, I think the rain is something which everybody could connect to this time around.
Mhm.
So because everybody has faced that, so everybody
Yeah.
had the story in their minds. So I think it has been accepted wholeheartedly. The first one was also had received a lot of love, but we
Mhm.
hadn't we hadn't thought that the second one would get so much love. So I think
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good
But were you
feeling
ready?
always to
Were
get
you
love.
ready then? Were you ready then for a second season? Or did you hope it would come? And now are you hoping that there will be a third season as well?
Well, all well, everybody says this. When your consecutive season does well, there's always a scope for the other one.
Yeah.
So I don't have any, officially, I haven't got any message or any
Yes.
call from Nikhil right now. But I'm hoping, yes, because I think definitely it will happen. I think
Mhm.
they will announce it and they will, but I think it should happen because there's a lot of stories about medical drama that still need
Yeah.
to unfold, especially Mumbai. Has a lot of stories to tell.
No doubt.
So I
Uh,
think
yeah, we've always respected doctors, and but just there was so much more respect for doctors after COVID. When we saw how they were really truly our COVID warriors,
yes,
our frontline
exactly.
workers. What were
Right.
your first thoughts, Mohit, when you got approached with this role to play a doctor?
Oh, I was very excited. I was thrilled, uh, because my father was a doctor. So
Mm, okay.
I've seen him working closely
Mhm.
when he was working, and so I was really excited that I will get to play at least a doctor on screen. So it was amazing, and we always knew at that time, the digital boom was happening. It
Mhm.
was the initial time, and Amazon was making this medical drama, and Nikhil Advani was directing it, and we had great. The script was amazing.
Mhm.
Then you had Konkana Sen Sharma's name attached to it, so
Mhm.
the expectations automatically rise, and the credibility all these names bring on the table is fantastic. So I think I always knew that this will be something special
Yeah.
because as an actor, I think your gut tells you, when you're working on a project that you're going on the right path. So I think I thought the same, that it will really be special, and it has completely turned out to be that. Even more better than that, what I had imagined.
Yes. Just talking now about the Mumbai rains, though, what did you personally also experience at the time? I want to, take you back to, of course, those deluge, and of course, many more that we've seen in Mumbai. What were the hardships that you possibly faced yourself? Any experience that you can relate, Mohit?
Oh yes, those were my initial days in Mumbai, and one
Mm-hmm.
of my cousins had come down to Mumbai, and I had gone to Chembur to help him get the admission in a college.
Mhm.
So while coming back, this happened. So I got stuck at Carter Roots in Bandra for around 36, 48 hours, 2, 3 days,
Wow.
because uh, there was no Google Maps at that point of time, which would help you to realize,
Yeah.
to help you that how much time or what is the situation. And the social media wasn't that well equipped at that point of time. And I didn't know anybody in Mumbai also.
Mhm.
So, all these hindrances were there. But yes, it was tough time, because uh, there was water everywhere in Mumbai. I closely saw a lot of people helping each other. That's the first time I understood what unity means in Mumbai. Whatever happens, people will eventually come together to help each other.
Mhm.
So what I had heard about Mumbai, I got to witness that.
Mhm. Wow, you personally were stuck for almost 2 days, those many hours as you're telling us on just that
Oh
one
yes, there was
stretch.
a coffee shop. There was a
Talking.
coffee shop which was
Yeah.
open, and we just went into that coffee shop.
Yeah.
And those coffee shops, that coffee shop initially thought, oh, it's a great opportunity to
Yeah.
make some good bucks. So they were making sure that everybody was having coffee. But
Uh,
then obviously everybody realized
the
the
severity of the situation. Yeah.
seriousness of the situation, and they said we can't do this. So then everybody was inside. People were helping each other, getting those Parle biscuits,
Mhm.
small biscuit packets, sandwiches, so that everybody could survive. So it
Mhm.
was tough. It was tough.
Yeah. Just now talking, of course, about OTT, because as I said, season one did so well. Now, season two, you've also been seen, in the freelancer recently, which again, your performance was appreciated. You joined the OTT bandwagon also very early with Kafir, when not many,
Right.
stars were doing OTT or streaming, platforms. So, do you believe OTT has really been a game changer for you? Do you look back now and
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. No, no doubts about it. At that point of time, we never knew. Nobody had around 2017, 18. Nobody had imagined that OTT will become what it has become.
yeah.
And there were talks, of big companies coming in India. People were not sure how it will be accepted.
Mhm.
But I had realized, I because being an actor, I understood that people were experimenting with different subjects.
Mhm.
The stories which were coming were were completely different.
Mhm.
Like you spoke about Kafir. So Kafir was supposed to be a film which was they were trying to make it for 10 years,
Yeah.
but it was not getting made. So then eventually they decided, okay, the OTT, it's good for an OTT space, so let's turn it into a series.
Mhm.
So at that point of time, I realized that this is something really huge, which is going
Mhm.
to, in future it will become very interesting because people were ready to experiment with different stories.
Mhm.
So I think I was just, as they say, being at the right place at the right time and being lucky. So I was that one lucky person who just got to
Yeah.
be there, and God has been kind.
Yeah. What made you though make the transition, from television to other mediums like films and OTT, as we've seen you do? You were a very well-known star on television. I'm sure you would have got many more projects there. You didn't need to make the transition, but what made you make that jump?
Well, I think the hunger and the greed to satisfy my creative needs,
Okay.
to satisfy those creative things, needs, because there were a lot of people, as I said, were experimenting with very different subjects.
Mm.
Television has I am whatever I am today is because of television,
Mhm.
and I know everything about acting is because of television. There's
Mhm.
no doubt about it. But the audience of television was at that point of, and now it has changed, but that point of time was still little.
Mhm.
I would say it was for a certain kind of people.
Mhm.
Not much experimentation was happening, and if it
Mhm.
was happening, also it was happening on Saturdays and Sundays,
Mhm.
because the viewership on weekends is different.
Mhm.
So there was not many projects, or there were not great. I mean, there were stories, but there were better options in I would say OTT streams, streaming platforms, because you had need to dedicate your time. 30 25 30 days
Yeah.
25 days in a month, and you have to shoot for 14 hours, and you have to commit yourself for a year or 2 years or 3 years, and if the show does well, you have committed for a longer time.
Mhm.
So I think all these aspects made me take a chance
Mhm.
to do something different,
Yeah.
and OTT happened at that point of time, and the acceptance was great,
Yeah.
and storytelling was different. Technically, it was very challenging. It was very, there were great technicians very involved.
Yes.
There were great actors involved, great
Yeah.
producers, great directors. So there was no reason for me to, think twice or not take the offer, I would say.
Yeah. Also, मैं आपसे पूछूंगा about your connect, of course, on TV with mythology. Now we are seeing a lot more mythology.
Right,
There's talk now
right,
about a feature film on Mahabharat. We saw, of course,
right,
a feature film on the Ramayana release as well last year.
right.
But just talking about this, or rather, actually, earlier this year, it was delayed and then it released earlier this year. But, just talking about your connect, आपका जुड़ाव कैसे बना mythology के साथ? Be it Ashoka, be it, of course, Mahabharat, be it Devo ke Dev, Mahadev, which is one of your most popular characters till date.
I think so. I was doing television for Star Plus at that point of time, and then Star One was getting revamped, and they were making it into Life OK. And this was the flagship show that they were making.
Mm.
And that point of time, Amish Tripaঠি's book, The Immortals of Maluha, had come out. So there was a different perspective towards what they wanted to make Shiva as. Shiva was never shown at that point. Was never shown in that. I would say in that space at that point of time, people had seen him very differently and they wanted to show him very differently. And all these characters, they come with a lot of power. As you mentioned about these historical and mythologicals, they come with a lot of power. So there's lot of, I would say, lot to play with as an actor. You get a lot more emotions you can portray, a lot of layers you can portray, because with powerful characters, there's a lot that you can do.
True.
And so I was enjoying my time at that point of time, and mythology was something which was accepted. In India works on faith and belief. So I still get that love from people about that. Till now I get recognized as Shiva, and people love me for that.
And
I
people
think
want to pray to you. They want to touch your feet, I believe, as well.
Yes. That's the love that will always remain. And I'm really grateful for that, because that helps me experiment and do much better work, because I know their love with me is intact, and which will always remain that. So I think I'm just lucky and blessed.
Yes. And you were speaking about your father, who of course was a doctor, and this in a way is your tribute to him. It just happened that way, Mumbai Diaries. But is it true, Mohit, that you lost him on the day you were offered this part of Lord Shiva?
Oh, yes, I had mentioned it recently. Yes, that was true. So I think that was his gift to me, because I think, because I come from Kashmir, we belong to Shaivism. I'm a Brahman, I'm a Pandit.
Yes.
So since I was a child, he used to take me to the temple, to Shiva temple, to pray every day. So, and because of Amarnath and because of the temples in Kashmir, so I was always connected to Shiva. So I feel that was a little, a small gift from him, I would say.
Yeah, that is certainly emotional, a moment for you, I'm sure. But this is your emotional tribute to your father, and you've done it with such elan. So congrats once again, Mohit, on the success of Mumbai Diaries Season 2 as well, and wishing you all the very best as you chart your versatile career forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really lovely.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.